Welcome. This is Yoga via Zoom with me, Nicole. As always, it is my intention that this practice serves you and helps you to calm the fluctuations of your mind. So, in whatever fashion your mind is today, I ask that you just get yourself settled onto your mat and notice that. Notice where you're at in the mind without judgment of it being good or bad, just noticing if it's a calm state of mind, presence. Maybe there's some things that you have to do, you're thinking of, but whatever it is, just notice. And then let's begin an extended child's pose. Get that forehead to the mat right away, triggering that parasympathetic system. So bring your big toes to touch, your knees as open, as wide as is comfortable. Allow your hips to sit back towards your heels, gently lowering your forehead to the mat. Extend your arms over your head, reaching even with the fingers, and then rolling those shoulders into socket. So that way you can really just feel your body melt towards the ground. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. In through the nose. And exhale the air all of the way out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Three more deep breaths in this extended child's pose. Simply just regulating, noticing the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. Try to fill up all of the way and empty out all of the way. On your next exhale, just notice the length of that exhale and try to balance the inhale with it. Again, just regulating and balancing the inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, shift yourself up onto all fours, tabletop position. Spread your fingers open wide, leave a slight bend to your elbows, shimmy your hips from left to right. Find yourself at center line where your gaze is down at the mat, your crown is extending forward. You can feel the length through the top of the crown all the way to your tailbone. Engage your stomach here. So just notice those bhandas or energy locks as you zip up the pelvic floor and the stomach. Hold that zip as you drop the belly down and lift up the chest and tailbone for cat-cow. And notice how it feels if you hold your bandhas versus if you have them relaxed. So we're going to do 3 holding. Inhale, lift. You're pulling the belly and the pelvic floor in as you gaze up. And then exhale, curl, still pulling the belly and the pelvic floor in. Last one. Always connect the breath with the motion and then come back to center. Release the bandhas and just notice doing 1, lift up with the tailbone and chest, and then exhale. It's almost impossible to curl like this without engaging the bandhas, but on the opposite, as you're lifting up, just notice. Maybe shimmy again, the hips left to right as you come back to center on your inhale. Gently lift your right hand in front of you, thumb facing up, extending those arms forward, and then exhale, left foot goes back behind you. It's as if you're flexing your foot against the wall behind you, and your body's in one straight line. So you're holding in the stomach and the pelvic floor. Take a breath in, Exhale, slowly crunch, elbow to knee. We're going 3 today. Inhale, reach back out. Exhale, crunch. So by now you might start to notice the breath deepening, inhaling out through the nose. Exhale, last crunch. Try to make it through the nose. Reaching back out. And then exhale, all fours. Inhale, left hand goes forward, shoulders in socket, thumb is facing up. Exhale, right foot goes back. Flex your toes. Find that straight line. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale, gaze forward. And exhale, crunch. Elbow to knee. Inhale, reach back out. Exhale, crunch. Forehead may come in too. Last one going out. Bring it in. And extending. Exhale, all fours. Good. Bring your toes and knees together. Sit your hips back. Come into a traditional child's pose. So your hands are going to come at your sides, palm face up, forehead goes to the mat. We've taken a moment to just very gently warm up the body with the breath. Notice there is no right or wrong for what you notice. It's just an observation without judgment. Svadhyaya. Inhale, coming onto all fours. Sitting your hips back onto your heels. If this isn't comfortable, you can use a block. If you don't have a block and you need to move to make adjustments, that's fine. Take a moment, just close your eyes and find a nice center line. So as you notice the pelvic floor right in the middle, zip up. Notice your chest is directly over that pelvic floor. Your shoulders are rolled down and back. It's as if your collarbone is opening, widening. Your neck lengthens. Top of the crown reaching towards the ceiling. Gently inhale your hands to meet at heart center. Pressing the palms into one another. Letting the thumbs rest on your chest. Take a breath in through your nose. Exhale the air out through your nose. This is the space for you to set an intention for your practice. The more clear and concise you can be, the better. So if you have one word or color or idea that comes to mind, imagine planting that as a seed right now in your practice. This intention to come back up many times. Take a big breath in. Exhale the air out. Visualize that intention coming in. And exhale, visualize that intention being shared. Inhale, coming back to open eyes, hands at your sides. You can shift forward onto all fours, tabletop position. Take a moment to make sure your fingers are spread open wide. You've got your pointer finger pointing to the top of your mat. Slight bend to your elbows. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Push into downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out. When you first get there, maybe bend your knees a lot. Basically want to feel your way into it to see that your fingers are all flat. You're pressing into the palms. You've got a long line of energy from the top of the crown to the tailbone. And then another line from your tailbone down to the heels. Your feet are hip-width distance apart. Your gaze is in between your knees. Take a deep breath in and try to just find stillness. Exhale it out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull that belly in. Engage your bhandas. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, gaze towards your hands. And exhale as you slowly walk your feet up to meet your wrist. Feet can stay hip-width distance apart. Good job. Bend your knees a lot. Let the head hang down. Focus on your deep breath, imagining that intention coming in and going out. Grab opposite elbows, just increasing the weight a bit. Keep those knees bent. Breathe. Imagine pulling the breath into your upper back and ribs. Last one. As you exhale, you're going to allow the hands to come down. Heel toe your feet together to touch and come up one vertebrae at a time. Finding Tadasana, mountain pose. So just like always, guys, we root to rise, meaning that we start with our feet on the ground and that as our foundation. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see though. Not that it matters. Anyways, lift up your toes one by one, place them back down. Arches are lifting. That center line of your legs is where you're drawing the energy up from the feet. There's a slight bend in your knees. You're zipping up your bandhas, so pelvic floor or anal engagement, and then stomach to spine. Heart is open, shoulders are rolled down and back. Everything is active. Fingers, calves, thighs. Neck is lengthening up. Inhale, upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, moving slow, breathing slow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. So straight spine, arms open wide as you lift all the way up. And then exhale, Tadasana. Hands come to your sides. Good. Again, inhale, upward salute. Connect the motion to the breath. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, 2 straight lines. Roll those shoulders back and tuck the elbows into those hip creases. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, all the way up, reaching with the crown and the fingers. And exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. So sitting back, rooting first through the feet, bending the knees and seeing that you can keep them shifted behind the toes. Bottom is sticking out. Zip up the pelvic floor. Your hands can start at your heart, shoulders roll back. If it feels good, you can lift the hands to the sky. Find a focus point, your drishti. So I know all of you probably remember, but those 4 pillars to our practice, we want to always focus on those in every pose. It's the breath, the intention, your bandhas, and where your gaze is. Last one, breathe in and exhale, forward fold. Breathe out, let it all out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to the top of a push-up. Go from your high plank. So hold the high plank for a moment and just see that you feel sturdy through your lower belly. Shifting those heels forward a bit. And then exhale, halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. You don't want to go past halfway. Flip your feet. You can let the legs come down. Inhale, upward facing dog. We're going to hold here for a breath or two. Your arms do not need to be all the way straight. They can be bent. You can be in a low cobra. The idea is that you're opening the chest and extending, not crunching through the spine. Last one, breathe in. And exhale, shift back to your knees. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Good job. Just keep breathing. Inhale, your right foot goes high to the sky. 3-legged dog. Good. Stack your hips. Bend your knee. Rotate. Try to stack first. Make sure that you're getting the hip on top and then rotate. Like you're going to make 3 big circles with your leg. Good. And then the other direction. When you're done, come back to your 3-legged dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. You're strong. Other side, left foot high. Stack the hip. Bend the knee. Rotating 3 times through that hip. As if you're drawing a circle with the knee. 3-legged dog when you're done. And then down dog and child's pose. You can take an extended child's pose. You could take a traditional, or you can stay in your down dog if you're feeling super pumped. Remember, this practice is a practice that we want to bring ourselves into challenging positions and poses, but we want to be able to remain present in the breath and the intention, so that way we can work through whatever sensations come up. If we lose track of the breath or the intention, then it's better to come into a resting pose like this. Let the parasympathetic nervous system kick in, and then go back into the asana, the pose that is challenging. So just remember, you can always come here. I know you know that. Your pranayama, in through the nose, out through the nose. As you're ready, you can shift forward and come back into your downward facing dog. There's no rush. Inhale and exhale. Inhale your right foot high to the sky. Exhale, step it through, runner's lunge. If you prefer to use your hands on your knees, you certainly can. But just try to keep those hips low for a moment. Find the balance in between the 2 legs. If you feel like you're in too wide of a stance, you can shorten it as you get ready to bring those hands to the knees and then up for Anjaneyasana, crescent pose. So the toes are on the mat, the heel is behind the toes. Hips are square with one another. And hands reach up to the sky. Try to get that front knee at a 90-degree bend. You're doing good. In through the nose, out through the nose. Last one, inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior two. So spin that back heel down, heel toe the foot away from you, seeing that you have alignment of that back arch and your front heel. Good, try to open that left hip up so that way now the hips are open to the side. Beautiful, and make sure the knee's not caving in. Long vertebrae, shoulders relax down, chin and gaze is over that front middle finger. One more breath, in through the nose. And exhale, windmill your hands down, plant the palms. You can go straight to down dog or you can flow through the vinyasa. It's your choice. Make sure that you're using your breath to lead the motion. Inhale, left foot goes high to the sky. Exhale, step it through for a runner's lunge. Holding and breathing. So this is a nice place where you can get those hips low and see that you have the proper alignment with that front knee and ankle. You're on those back toes. The heel reaches towards the crease of your back wall, and that gives you stability to lift up. So that's going to help. The stomach engagement is going to help. Feel sturdy here, and then when you're ready, lift on up. Finding your focus points. It can be on the ground, straight forward, or up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands can be together traditionally, or you can keep them open in order to keep those shoulders relaxed and neck loose. Inhale, option to look up. And exhale, open up, warrior two. So you spin that back heel down, heel toe it away. You have the alignment in the root. Your hips are open, your stomach and bandhas are engaged. Actively reaching the fingertips away from one another. Turn your chin and gaze over that front middle finger. And breathe. In through your nose. Exhale, windmill your hands down, plant the palms, step it back, optional vinyasa. You can always just go to down dog. Listening to your body and your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, Utkatasana, hips go down. You feel the root happen. Stomach engages as your arms come high. Inhale, option to look towards the palms. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, hinge your body forward. Get your stomach close to those thighs. And then exhale, clasp your right elbow outside of the left knee. Try to make sure the knees stay aligned as you do this, that right knee does not shove in front of the left. As you twist, you start from the lower back and work your way up. The chin and the neck is the last thing that turn. Keep breathing. It's a little detox. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Hips go high, head goes down. Remember, even in this forward fold, you're pulling that belly in, engaging your bandhas. Inhale, halfway lift, extend through the crown, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, Utkatasana, hips go down into that fierce pose. Hands go high. Make sure your knees are behind your toes. You can see those toes. Inhale, look up towards your hands. Exhale, they come to heart center. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, clasping the left elbow around the right knee, starting at the lower back and twisting. See if you can get those hips lower than your heart. Dropping the shoulder away from your ear. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, forward fold. Slightly bend your knees and just allow yourself to come up one vertebrae at a time. To Tadasana, mountain pose. 3 deep breaths here. Good job. We heated it up a little. It's been a while. Can you draw your hands to heart center? Just try to feel the balance in your body. So if you need to wiggle out those feet, that's fine. Just see if you can balance left side, right side, front and back, top and bottom. Good. We're going to move into a balanced pose. We'll start on the left foot. So just feeling that arch lift in those 4 corners of the left foot root. Bending the right knee, opening it to the side. You can start with the ankle. If that works for you, come into the calf. If you would like, you avoid the knee and go all the way up into the upper thigh. Because you're going to push the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot, you want to go above or below the knee. And then try to get the knee open to the side. Remember, one hip's forward, one hip's to the side. Stomach is engaged. That will help give you the balance, and so will your focus point. And then hands will come to heart center. When you're ready, they can go above your head. Just breathing, remembering the intention. Good, 2 more. With control, hands will come back to the heart. Knee will come back to center. Can you pike the foot? Pulling the toe towards your face. Nice, lifting high as you can. That base leg is bent. For 3. Keep the spine tall, 2. And last one, releasing. Take a few breaths and just observe. Notice the sensations are present, and then notice that they go away. Breathing in. Breathing out. Find your focus point. 4 corners of the right foot are down, the arch lifts, bending your left knee, opening the leg and knee to the side, and then finding the same place that you did on the other side. Pushing the foot into the leg into the foot, engaging your pelvic floor, your flying lock, your Bandha in the mid belly is what allows for this balance when you lift up. Keep those shoulders relaxed and just breathe. Let the air come out. Let yourself be relaxed in this pose. Two more. Breathing in and out. Last one. In and exhale. Hands come to heart center. This foot releases and try to go for a pike for 3 breaths. Pulling the toe towards your hip and then engaging that belly, keeping a nice straight spine. So good. And release. Especially if you're muted, like take that deep breath. Like nobody's judging you. Just let it out. If you want to take a lion's breath, you certainly can. Exhale, hands come to your sides. Who's in the mood for little dancers? Opening the heart. Do you guys have a wall you can use?
Sure.
Dancer's pose. We're going to go back to the left foot. If you have that wall, remember your left hand will go to the wall. If you don't need the wall, that's okay. That's good. Right knee is going to bend. You're going to grab the inside of the right foot. Your fingers wrap around the foot and then your thumb is on the pad of the foot. Knees come back to center line. There's always a slight bend in the elbow and you're trying to open the chest. Keep the head and chest high as you start to kick your right foot into your left. Your right foot into your right hand. And then the left leg stays bent. Everything is open. So if you've got that wall, it helps to keep the chest high. 2 more breaths here. When you're done, you're going to inhale and release up and then exhale down. It's been a while since I've done a dancer's pose. I don't know about you guys, but let's get back onto the other side. Right foot up, right hand high, bringing the inside of the left foot. You're going to wrap the fingers around, thumb goes on the pad. Remember, just like when we're in our standing poses, how everything comes through the center line of the arch, it's the same here. That arch is lifting, bhandas are engaged. As you kick the left foot into your left hand, you're going to open and breathe. Make sure you find balance from one side to the other. And when you feel like you have that, you're going to inhale, rise up, and exhale, release. Hands are at heart center. Go sideways on your mat. Open your feet wide. Toes are in, heels are out. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, hinge forward for a wide-legged forward fold. Once you go down, those hands can find the mat. Placing them just under the shoulders, kind of line up your toes and your fingers. So try to walk those hands back so that they're in the same line. Let your head drop down. Starting from the arches and engaging the bandhas, you're going to lift up. And then heel toe your feet back together. Coming to let's come to Tadasana one more time before we go down. Just feel, notice where the body is at right now. We root to rise. So really feeling the roots. The heart is the center point, and then feeling the lift through the throat, the third eye, and the crown. Inhale, upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the palms, Chaturanga Dandasana. So from high plank, halfway down, inhaling upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot high to the sky. Exhale, step it through for warrior one. So same alignment with the front knee over the ankle, but this time the back heel goes down. You still want to keep the hips facing forward. So you're pressing through the outside edge of that back foot. Toes are at about a 45 degrees. So once you're stable here, you feel the hips facing forward. Hands can go from heart center all the way up. And of course, that can happen in one breath as long as you feel rooted. Find your focus point, engage your bandhas, breathing in that intention. Inhale, option to look up. Exhale, open up, warrior two, spinning the hips open, that back foot, heel toes away. You've been here, you know it. Chin and gaze goes over that front middle finger. Inhale, flip your front hand and reverse your warrior. Back hand slides down the back leg. You keep a nice lunge in that front leg. Lifting up and out, extend the whole right side body. Exhale, extended side angle. So elbow comes to the knee. Maybe you float it. Hand lifts up. You make sure you have proper alignment there. And then palm face down over your head. There's a line of energy from the outside edge of that left foot all the way through the left fingertips. Inhale is going to rise you up, straighten your front leg, and reverse your triangle. So right hand goes up, again, extension through the whole right side body. Bandhas are engaged. Exhale, hands come open. You're going to go into triangle. So if you need the block inside that right foot, you can. You reach forward towards the front of your room and then tick-tock those arms down. The right hand can be rested on the ankle or you can float it. Rotate the left hip open, left shoulder open. Beautiful. Inhale, rising up. Bend your front knee, warrior two. Big breath in. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Right foot goes back, three-legged dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot goes high to the sky. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. Back heel goes down. Front knee is 90, hips are squared. When you're ready, rising those hands up. Find your focus point, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, option to look up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Flip your front hand. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Extend, open through that whole side body. Drop your right shoulder down. Take a big breath in. And exhale, extended side angle. Reach from the outside edge of the foot through the fingertips. Inhale, rise on up, straighten your front leg and reverse your triangle. Lifting back and up. Arms come straight, bending your front knee, finding your warrior two. Inhale and exhale. Windmill your hands down. Step it back, going into three-legged dog. And then downward facing dog. Good work. Inhale, right foot. Well, you know what? There's a couple of you that can't do pigeon. Yeah, let's not go there. Shift forward into high plank. And then lower all the way down to the mat. Good. Your hands stay right where they're at, underneath the chest. Can you internally rotate the thighs, placing the big toes together, internally rotate those thighs, and then lift up for little to no pressure in the hands, cobra pose. So you're just gonna lift up through the chest, lift the hands up off the mat, try to get those ribs up even. Extend through the top of your crown. And exhale, release. Right cheek comes to the mat. Hands can come to your sides. There's nothing to do here. And just take a deep breath. Nice. Chin's going to come back to center. This time you can lift up your, so internally rotate the thighs, bring the toes together, and release your hands behind your back. And then as you inhale for this locust pose, you're going to lift up everything. So you're lifting up the shoulders and chest like you did before, but you're also going to lift the toes and the legs up off the mat. Good. Breathe as you do it. Engage the bhandas as if there was an ice cube underneath the belly button as you do it. Two more breaths. Exhale, release, and the opposite cheek goes onto the mat. You can bend your knees and windshield wiper the legs back and forth if that feels good for you. As you're ready, gently place the hands under your shoulders and just push yourself up to standing on your knees for camel pose. We're going to do one more part opener here. Hands are going to come to your lower back. Knees are hip width distance apart. Shift those hips forward in front of the knees and just like enjoy that for a moment. Hands are supported, supporting the lower back. As you shift those hips forward, engage the bandhas and allow the chest to roll open. Imagine that it's lifting up. Your heart is lifting up to the sky. So you're just kind of moving your chin back out of the way. You're rolling those shoulders back and down so the heart can lift. Breathe as deep as you can. Inhale is going to lift you back up. And exhale, have a seat on your heels. Bring your fingers to touch. One finger evenly touching the other, sitting in your lap. Just take 3 breaths here. Shifting your hips to one side or the other. Allow your legs to extend in front of you. Finding Dandasana, your seated mountain. So move the flesh out of the way of the sit bones. Flexing your toes back towards your body. You've got 2 straight lines of energy from your heels all the way to the hips, from the hips all the way to the crown. Hands are at your side, little to no pressure. And your gaze is in between your big toes. 3 deep breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, arms come high to the sky. And then exhale, fold forward. Find some place to grab. It can be under the calves. It can be your feet. But as you do that, shimmy those hips back. Suck the belly in. Lengthen the spine. So you're going to take like a long neck. And then you're going to exhale and fold it down. As many times as you want to breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out and fold. Think about the stomach getting closer to the thighs, and then the chest is reaching towards the ankles. Then the head goes down. Inhale, coming up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Exhale, find your way down to your mat. When you get there, you can bring the pads of your feet to touch and recline into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle pose. You can place 1 hand on your stomach, 1 hand on your heart. As always, if it's too intense, then use some support under the knees. Breathe in. And breathe out. That's Purdaka. Breathe in. Retchika. Breathe out. Purdaka. Retchika. Gently inhale your knees together. Pulling your legs into your body, give yourself a big squeeze. And just rock from left to right. Place the feet onto the mat, right next to your glutes, hip width distance apart. Hands are going to come to your sides for easy bridge pose. Think about the lower belly first, those internal bandhas engaging, and then curl the pelvic floor up, lifting the hips towards the ceiling. You can leave your hands at the sides, palm face down, or you can try to shimmy your shoulders together, clasping those hands. Breathe. Two more. Last one. Breathe in. And then exhale, allow the hips to go down. Windshield wiper your knees from left to right. Gently open the feet so that way they're wider than the knees. And then drop both knees to the left. Just relax into that for a moment if you. Knees come back to center. The feet are still wider than your knees, and then dropping them to your right. Coming back to center. Bringing the knees in, give yourself another big hug. Place your hands on your knees and go 3 wide circles on the ceiling with your knees. So that way you're getting that lower sacrum onto the mat. And then the other direction. Pulling the legs in, grabbing the outside edges of your feet for happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana. Your hands grab the feet to pull the knees down towards the ground on the sides of you. Take a big breath in. Notice your belly fill up in between. And then exhale it all the way out. One more big breath in. And exhale. Release the pose. You can allow your feet to come towards the mat. If there's any other pose, actually, let's go into supine twist. But if there's a pose that you want that isn't supine twist, then you can do that now. We're going to take the right leg in. Left leg goes down towards the mat. As you're ready, you start by dropping that right knee across the body. Only take it to the place where you can still keep the right shoulder on the mat. Elbow aligns with the shoulder. And then gently turn your gaze towards the right. Inhale, come back to center, pulling both legs in. Exhale, right leg goes down towards the mat as you squeeze in the left leg, and then exhale it across the body, keeping your left shoulder and elbow on the mat, lengthening the back of the head towards that back wall, and then turn the chin to the left. In through your nose, out through your nose. Inhale, come back to center. Squeeze both legs in, sealing in your practice and your intention. So you can take your right hand, grab your left foot, left hand grabs your right foot, pull your forehead into your knees, engage everything and remember that intention. And then as you're ready, release, relax everything, and head into Shavasana, final resting pose. So just like when we're in the classroom, if you have a towel or a blanket, please cover your eyes or your chest. Allow yourself to feel completely relaxed. There is no longer a need for you to control your breath. The body should be in a state of peace as the feet roll open. No muscle is needed to hold them there. As your arms come open to the sides, there's no effort there. This allows for the energy in your body to travel most readily. Start at your feet. Just imagine a golden light, one that is healing, one that is good, one that is love. This golden light gets noticed through the feet, the ankles, and the calves. There's an even deeper sense of relaxation. You relax your knees, your thighs, and your hips. The golden light moves up through your body, in and around every organ, every bone, every muscle, every tendon, every ligament. Your shoulders feel this golden light as they relax. Traveling down each of your arms, your biceps, your elbows, your forearms. They all relax deeply. Your wrists, the center of your palms, and each and every fingertip is relaxed. Every muscle and bone and organ in the throat, all of your ligaments, relax. Your lymph nodes cleanse. Your jaw, your teeth, your mouth, your tongue, all. You feel the golden peace move through the crown, the ears, the eyes, and the head. Shavasana. Very gently invite a breath in and just observe the body as that air comes in, prana comes in, and as you release it out, introducing little motions, the fingers, toes, reaching your arms over your head, stretching top to bottom. You can bend your knees, roll onto your right side, coming into a fetal position. Double stack your knees and use your right arm as a pillow so that way you can stay there for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out. As you're ready, use the strength of your arms to push yourself up to a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana. To find your way there, take a moment to acknowledge your roots and feel yourself really ground down above your root. Got your sacral chakra and your solar plexus. These are energy centers, right? So just align them. Got your heart, your throat, your third eye, crown. Just feel this connection. Feel yourself rise up and open. Gently drawing your hands to your heart center. Remembering the intention that you set for today's class as you take a deep breath in. And an exhale of gratitude. Let's end today's class with the sound of Om. Please feel free to join at home. I hope it doesn't sound terrible over the computer, but it's a traditional way, so let's stick with it. So please do it at home too. Gently taking a breath in through your nose. Exhale the air all the way out through your mouth. Inhale to prepare for Om. Taking a moment to honor the love and the light that is you, that is within. I honor the love and light in each and every one of you and all living things. I represent that by humbly saying namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you. I don't have a big clock on the wall, so if I went over just 4 minutes, good. Not too bad.
We're home, Nicole. We're already there. We got nowhere to go.
Well, then I guess you should stay in Shavasana, you know.
We have
probably
Thank you so much. I can't tell
You're
you.
welcome.
Perfect.
Trying not to throw
Perfect.
Yaya under the
Thank
bus,
you.
but it was good to hear all the things you say. It means so much.
Thanks. It's the same
Yes.
stuff over and over in case you haven't noticed.
I
But
need it.
that's what works for me, so that's why I do it that way, because
Boy, I
that's how
tell
my
you, after not doing it, I know it works.
yeah, it's been a good season of Svadhyaya for all of us, huh? To observe what it is without judgment when we have our practice shift or don't get to hug or touch or all of these things, you know.
Huge.
It's huge. And I think that this practice, I can only speak for myself, but it's definitely served me during this time. That it doesn't mean that I haven't been affected. I'm totally affected, but at least I can take a perspective of observer and try to, try to not have judgment and just act according, right? Oh, look, hi, there's more of you on here. I didn't realize. Yay. Look at that. Well, I hope it serves you. And
Thank you
this
very
time I figured out how to run the recording a little better so I can cut off all the extra stuff in the beginning. The only thing I'm not real sure about, I'll send out the link for it. I just don't know if it's a different link each time for each recording or if it's the same one. So I'll just keep sending those out until I figure it out.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, thank
You're welcome.
you.
Feel free to share it with anyone that you feel like it will serve,
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Okay, have a beautiful day.
You
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Love you
Thanks. Good to
guys.
see everybody.
Yeah, thanks for your presence.
Yes, thank you for your time.
Of course. Love you all.
To see everybody.
Do you want me to like leave this up for a second so you guys can all talk?
No, I have to go. I have
Okay.
to go swim.
Okay, well, enjoy your day.
Linda.
Okay, guys.
Bye,
I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
love you.
Love you too.
Congratulations on your,
Bye.
on the real estate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
It's really happening in a different kind of way than when I saw you guys last. So
Yeah,
that's
Good
exciting.
luck. Yeah,
that's great.
good. Wish we had somebody to refer you to you.
All in due time. I'm really very fortunate that I've got a couple wonderful women mentoring me. I don't know if you know Rachel Bradley or Amanda McCann, but they're both mentoring me. And so I feel grateful for that. And they have a training program, Susan, at Brookshire Hathaway. So I have been immersed in learning, which has
Oh,
been
fantastic.
really good. Yeah, it's such a supportive environment, and they really are trying to equip me with everything I need to succeed. So I'm like, okay, I've got the mentor and I've got the training. Now I just have to like be patient, I guess, and in
Yeah.
due time. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
the work.
Yeah.
Trust, lots of trust.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, people have to trust me to to a certain
Well,
extent in order to allow me to help them with something like
I
that.
meant
But
more in trusting that the business
Oh.
will come.
thank you. And I do. I actually I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be at. And especially with the yoga stuff picking back up, because it was a little bit of an imbalance for me happening when I went to Hilton, and I was like, well, how am I going to manage these two things, right? And so this feels much more balanced, especially with the new school schedule with my daughter. I'm able to be present. I'm actually doing much more than I was before, but it's just in a different way.
Yeah, grateful. Yeah.
Yeah, I am
Good.
grateful. I'm
Yeah.
healthy and happy, and that's like the most we can ask for, right?
Yep, same here.
Tell your neighbor I said hi, will you? I miss her.
I will.
Okay, and Mike, I noticed you grew your hair out too. I like the
Yeah.
hair.
Oh, this is after a cut. I got
Oh,
a cut
what?
on Sunday. Yeah.
Wow.
Susan
You
made
got
me get a cut.
curls.
She said I was starting to look like just a jungle man. So
Amen.
so I was letting the beard go, but I trimmed that up, and then I went and saw my guy and got thinned out and trimmed
Cool.
up a little bit.
We're going for a ponytail.
I want the old rich hippie ponytail. That's what I'm going for.
No, wait, my dad did that at 80.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're like,
not
no,
80, but
Dad.
my dad did it at 80. It wasn't a good thing. My sister finally cut it off.
That is funny. I love your guys' yoga room.
right,
It looks like you have to
guys.
set up. We'll see you later on.
Have a great day.
My
See you
sister.
next week.
You too. Bye.